Yeah.
What came first?
Record.
Record. Testing.
Oh. Welcome back to the 5K podcast.
Yes.
I'm gonna start doing the intros like Carlos Miller. That fool's stupid.
What does he do?
Well, no, because they'll be talking, and it'll be like a whole 5-minute intro, and you'd be like, "What are these dudes talking about?" And he'll be like,
we
"What?"
started to do that.
But then he'll be like, "Welcome back to the 85 South Show." You're like, what? We've been watching you for the past 5 minutes. You're wasting time, like, which is really not a waste of time. It's just funny as all to be damned. But
Yeah. But welcome back.
yeah.
Let's see what's on the agenda today.
America runs on Duncans. Say what?
Lord, this is
happened?
not a commercial spot.
Oh,
We do not have sponsorships.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a sponsor.
Although
Nah.
Duncan, we love you. So, it's a hoodie type of day today.
I think we're gonna need about 100 more episodes before we could
No.
get Duncan.
Oh well, yeah, get Duncan probably. I was gonna say to get sponsorship, not 100, but Duncan, yeah, probably. It's a gloomy day in California. It's a
You know what? I saw this-
chilling 60 degrees.
I saw this video that made me laugh because this dude was like, "I've been here for 6 months, and for the past 6 months, I think it rained every single week this month. Like the song says, you know, it never rains in Southern California. Well, that's BS." And then he stopped and he paused and he was just like, "I know what you Californians are thinking right now. Well, if you're complaining, you could take your ass back to..." And I flew out on the floor because I was like, yeah, if you complaining, take your ass back to where you from.
Yeah. I would say 100%. We are very quick to kick somebody out of California.
Yeah, if you don't like it, go
Don't
on
be
back.
there. Nobody said it was. It's like 99.9% good weather, and I can honestly say the last few months have been kind of strange. This winter, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if Elsa from Frozen came in and was like, "Hey, we just gonna
I think this
have
is
a winter storm." Like, just like what the hell's been going on? But yeah, it's been cold. And it's supposed to rain tonight, so it's kind of gloomy outside.
I think this is the first year that I reverted back to being like 13, 14. Because I used to wake up and look out the window. That was our indicator of like, what's the weather going to be like? Because you look out the window, you're like, okay, is it gloomy? Is it this? Is it that? Is it foggy? Did it snow? So you look out the window just to see what's happening. Like, the weatherman will tell you something, but you don't listen to the weatherman. You're like, dude, let me judge this by myself. Like, this is the first year I've been doing that.
You don't listen to the weatherman?
No, because some fuckers are fucking...
Oh.
No.
Oh. I never look outside. I just
I
listen
stopped
to whatever my phone tells me.
No, I stopped listening to the weatherman when I turned 10 because the weatherman said, on my birthday, this was June 28th, he said, on my birthday, it's not going to rain.
Not the birthday.
So it rained like all hell on my birthday. And I was like, I'm never listening to that man again. He don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Trauma.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, no, I'm
traumatized.
Like, I'm never listening to him again. You get paid to watch this.
It was just one time.
But you get paid to watch this Doppler 17 million, whatever the hell it's called. And you got it wrong?
Not the Doppler.
No.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know what? That's kind of a good...
They need to take 10% off his paycheck. Oh,
He's
sorry.
on one. Okay. That's kind of a good segue into our topic because our topic is about professionalism in business. And, black versus white.
Dang, I don't have no script. I didn't do that on purpose. This
is unscripted, guys.
That was pretty cool.
We have kind of general topics that we want to talk about, and then we kind of pick one.
Yeah.
Depending on how things roll out. So let's talk. What are your thoughts? Anything going on with unprofessionalism?
Unprofessionalism.
In business specifically, like small businesses.
Well, we could. I mean, well, with personal stuff, like when it comes to people our age and doing taxes,
Tax
you
season.
have to, which we're learning. You have to vet these people because a lot of people are like, "Oh, I can do taxes." And, you know, you take it to them, oh, I've been doing this for such and such amount of years. Like, what did the man tell me? He's been doing it for...
As long as you've been alive.
Yeah, as long as I've been alive. So you've been doing taxes for 40 years, but yet you did my taxes completely wrong. I mean, so wrong to when we took it to another tax person because we felt like something was wrong. That lady looked at us like we just killed like 17 people. We need to be upstate and what the hell is wrong with this man?
Yeah, her looks were like, are you a criminal? Like, what are you guys hiding?
Yeah. Like,
and we were legit like in shock that things were done wrong. We had a feeling, but at the same time, you know, everything went through last year and was complete and we were good. But then it was just all the errors and the back and forth and like in the process of our taxes being finally completed and filed last year, it took like, I've never waited like 5 months to get my taxes completed because all the back and forth and, oh, well, can you mail this again? Oh, well, can you sign this and then mail that? And then, you know, so just that whole transaction, it was kind of like, I don't know if we should go to him again this year. And so we found a local business. And it's family owned. I mean, both of them were small businesses and family owned, but I don't know. I just felt more comfortable. I felt more like they understood that we were, you know, younger and not, you know, well versed in taxes, which I don't think you should be when you're hiring a professional to do something like taxes for you. Like, I should not know as much as my tax person. That's what they went to school for, right? That's what they got trained to do. Like, you know.
I mean, but if you look at it, there's a job. Everybody does their own job. Like,
yeah.
Like we take for example, we take our kids to a facility to learn. We're not teachers. We didn't go to school to do that. There's people that love to be teachers. That's what you do. I don't know how to do that. I don't want to deal with anybody else's kids but mine. These people love dealing with other people's kids. So it's like, do your job. Like, if you're a hairstylist, people love to do hair. I'm not putting my hands in anybody's head.
No.
So.
No, ma'am.
If you pick a profession, do that profession. Like,
yeah.
Why are you going to half-ass the profession and then you make everybody else look bad?
Yeah, and I think over the course of the last couple of years, like we've dealt with, you know, real estate agents and mortgage companies with like the buying and the selling of our condo, and it's just, I'm just a person where, I mean, I'm paying this, you're getting either some kind of commission or percentage of the sale or the, you know, transaction of selling a house, or you're getting something I'm paying for your professional insight and expertise. So I would think you handle it. Like, yes, come to me with feedback on, oh, here's the 2 scenarios that you could choose from. Like, which one do you want me to do? But as far as like the ins and outs and like knowing the tax code, I'm not going to know tax codes. I'm not going to know what I should be claiming, what I shouldn't be claiming. Like, and I think there's some education, I guess, that we could have looked into as far as like what taxes are kind of normal to pay when you sell a house, but I thought everything was taken out, and I don't know, we'll have to see, because we have to do a little bit of digging for things and give her paperwork, more paperwork, so we can kind of figure out what we're gonna do.
But here's the thing. If I'm supposed to know all of this stuff and then I actually go and learn this stuff, I no longer need you.
Facts.
Like, what is the point of you? Oh, well, you should know this. Okay, well, if I know it, I probably wouldn't even know you.
Yeah, true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
I think that's why people have anxiety around taxes, because it's like it's the unknown. And then I know for me, I used to feel kind of uneasy. I mean, we would do TurboTax, but then because of our job changes, like I wanted to go to somebody professional. And I'm thinking you should know more than me, for one, and then two, like I'm going to you because I have anxiety about doing it myself. I'm already scared to do it myself. So I'm coming to you for help because I don't know half the things that you know, and I'm expecting you to handle it. Like it's just like there's already anxiety in taxes. I think everyone's kind of like, and especially if you start making enough money to where you have to pay taxes, because spoiler alert, getting a refund does not mean that you're making a lot of money. I'm only laughing because we've had a conversation about this earlier, and it's like if you're getting a refund, that means you're not making enough money. Like, I'm sorry. I know that,
if you're getting a refund, you're broke.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Like, that's just.
I mean, there's no nice way to say that, but
yeah, you just have to rip the Band-Aid off.
So the people that actually owe money are making money, and it's not a fun thing to look forward to paying the IRS or paying the franchise tax board. Like, that's not fun. So it's like already anxiety. It's already a scary situation because no one wants to owe the government anything. And then a lot of tax experiences or tax professionals that I've talked to, they kind of talk down to you like, well, you should have did this and you should have did that, you know. And this lady, she seemed very, like, she was genuinely concerned, like, oh my God, like, I don't want you guys to be in a bad situation. I don't want you guys to have to owe X, Y, and Z. So she's really being very helpful and working with us. But I'm still a little, I don't know, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth for the the other guy, the previous person. Like, I'm just a little mad and salty about it. Like, bro, like, what were you doing?
You know,
like you're supposed to be a professional.
I hate to go here with it, but I think it's a color thing.
Ooh.
White folks have this tendency, and sorry to say it, but white folks have this tendency of talking to people, not just their own people, but every other person that they handle, with this, oh, you should have known this, just because they know it or they went to school for it or what have you.
Right.
This lady, she's a black lady, she knows that the black community doesn't know taxes. And we're fortunate enough to live around not just blacks and not just whites, but there's Mexicans, there's every type of Asian, and so on and so forth. And those communities also, oh, well, you don't know this? Oh, well, I know it. Come over here. Let me teach you.
Right.
And so that's what she's doing for us. She's like, well, I know you don't know this, so let me teach you. But it seems like when you go to a white person, they're just like, well, you should have done this and you should have done that. Well, if I knew how to do all of that, that goes back to my original statement. I wouldn't need you. I
wouldn't need your ass. I would not need you.
Like, what part of that, I don't understand. What part of that don't you understand? Like, as a business person, like, if I knew how to do my taxes, I wouldn't need you. If every female knew how to put their own lace front in, they wouldn't need a hairstylist. If they knew how to do their own nails, they wouldn't need a nail tech.
I think that like that just comes off. I don't care. Like, I mean, generally, yeah, it does happen in the situation that we're in, but I would say it's just unprofessional, like, in general. Like, like, why are you gonna, basically talk down to your client? Like, why did you do this? Or, oh, you need to do, you know what I mean? It's just like,
And
Like,
then
because I'm not the professional, you are. Like, what the hell's wrong with you?
and then expect them to pay you
Yeah.
and be thankful that no.
Yeah, like I would love to pay you to insult me.
Yeah.
That's the
Right.
most amazing thing.
Like that might be how you learned.
I look
and-
forward to that. Like no, like that's I mean, I would say save that for like the family, you working with family. But if you're working with a client, a stranger, you should not be talking to somebody like I don't know what I'm talking about. And I really hate getting on a real estate tip when I reached out to because I was looking for a venue. Well, I'm still looking for a venue, but I was trying to find a real estate agent for commercial spots, and the girl that I found, she was trying to sell me on buying a house, and I was like, okay, but I'm trying to find a commercial property, you know? Like, why are you trying to, well, how much do you guys make, and are you married, and and then every time I kept saying my husband, she kept saying, well, you and your cousin, if you guys don't mind, like, downsizing, and I was just like, what are you talking about? Like, we already moved into where we're at. Like, we don't need to downsize to anything. We've already, like, we sold our condo, we're renting. Oh no, you can't rent. It's such a bad time to rent. I'm thinking, well, too late. We already signed a lease. So, like, this is not why I freaking am calling you or talking to you. Like, I didn't schedule a Zoom call for you to convince me basically to break my lease and talk about personal property when I'm talking about commercial real estate. I'm not talking about residential.
What is wrong with her? She keeps saying
I don't know. I have yet. And then we were supposed to meet up, and she was supposed to call me like on a Friday. Like I talked to her on a Wednesday. She was supposed to call me on Friday to go look at possible venue spots. She never called me. So I was just like, well, I give you one chance when it comes to you doing a service for me. If you don't follow up and you're not professional, it happened also with an accounting person. I was looking into accounting. And I did the whole consultation, and then she was like, okay, I'm going to send you an email, or someone from my team is going to send you an email and for a link to like do, for us to get on board with like doing your books. And I said, okay, never got an email. Well, you never get my money. I mean, I'm not going to chase you.
Yeah.
Because I was basically trying to get ahead of the game. We didn't really need like a bookkeeper or an accountant. But it would have just been helpful, fast forward to now, a year. Yeah, it would have been nice to have someone to kind of help us with our finances and kind of coach us along the way, and be like a financial strategist. But hey, if you're not professional enough and you don't have your ducks in a row to follow up like you're supposed to, I don't care. Like, I know on the flip side of that, business owners are also told not to chase clients. But to me, there was no follow-up email after our consultation. So to me, that's unprofessional because anytime you have a, anytime you have a face-to-face consultation or a Zoom call consultation, basic customer service, you should be following up with an email. So nice to talk to you, like, you know what I mean? Like anything like that. Like, it's at least a sentence to say, so nice speaking with you, hope to talk to you in the future, da da da. Then, if I would have got that, I would have said, oh, hey, you didn't send me this email, or when should I expect the link to be sent to me? You know what I mean? But if you don't do good customer service and you're not professional, well, I guess you're going to miss out on a customer.
It sounds like you're just saying, do what you said you were going to do.
Yeah. Oh,
That's pretty much all that is. Like,
yeah.
If you say, okay, I am, or somebody from my team will.
Yeah.
I think there should be something that makes sure that this happens. Like, I spoke to this lady. Did you send her a follow-up email? No? Yeah. Okay, well, let me do it.
Yeah, like, I mean, I feel like that should be like a standard procedure. Like standard operating procedure, SOPs, because that's been a buzzword around.
Well,
it's a standard procedure for you to freaking follow up.
That business that I called, the thing that I'm trying to do,
Mm-hmm.
the business that I called in Florida, the lady was like, well, yeah, I'm going to send you an email, and in the middle of us talking, my phone rings. And so I have my earbuds on, so I look at my phone. She sent the email while we were talking.
Bam.
That's all you have to. That's all you have to do.
Don't sleep on it. Shit.
Just say I'm gonna send you an email. Do it right then. How about that?
Yeah.
Because she did it right then. I don't know what that lady's doing. That lady, for all I know, that lady could have been in her bathroom at her makeup counter with the computer up. Got one eyelash on.
Putting blush on.
You know, like she got one eyelash on. She's like, let me send this man this email.
She probably got AirPods in, so she's just like,
yeah. She sends the email. She gets off the phone with me, and she continues her damn other eye. Like, you don't know what people are doing. I get that, but if you say you're gonna do something, just do it.
I think for me, I think that's where a lot of my frustration in business, frustration in my 9 to 5, it really boils down to integrity. We already had an episode on accountability and being an adult. And just doing what you say you're going to do. Like, I don't care what the answer is. Just do it. You know? Even if you don't know, like, you know what? Or give me 24 hours. You could say that. Give me 24 hours and I'll send you an email. Or give me 48 hours and if I don't send you an email, then follow back up with me. Like, you can give me that instruction and, you know what I mean? Because that kind of puts it 50-50 in my lap to follow up also. But I'm assuming if you want my business, you're going to do what you say you're going to do.
Is it that people are afraid to admit that they don't know something, or?
I would say people are lazy as fuck nowadays.
The reason why I asked that question is because when I was at the Sheraton and I was asked a question, Stuart asked me a question, and I was like, you know what? That is a good question. I have no idea what the answer is. I don't know. He gets up and he walks out of the office. And then Maureen was like, oh my God, I think he's mad. And so later on, she comes back to me and she's like, yeah, he's mad because you said you don't know something. And I was just like, Maureen, because I don't know. Like, what do you want me to...
I mean, it's honest.
Yeah. I was like, what answer do you want? Like, I don't know. Well, it just seemed like you weren't trying to figure out the answer. I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, you asked me a question, and I answered it. I was like, I don't know the answer to everything. I'm only 24.
Oh.
Like, like you want me to, like, I'm only 24 years old, and you're talking to me as if I've been around forever.
And were they like in their 50s or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think Stuart at the time was 60. He was like 60, 61. And you're asking a 24-year-old that admits that I don't know everything.
Right, like there
what
is,
the hell?
Like, I feel like age, not only race, but I feel like age plays into how you are too. Because it's like, and I try and give young people grace because we have a teenager. I know he's not going to know everything.
Yeah.
Or no, he doesn't know, as frustrating as it is. He doesn't know a lot, okay? So,
you know what?
I can't because I'm thinking about the whole driving situation.
It's crazy. It's crazy that you got me Duncan, because the other day, I think it was Friday, I went to deliver at Home Depot. There's a Duncan right there. You know, one El Cajon.
Yeah.
So I leave my truck there, go over there to Duncan, and I asked the boy behind the counter. I don't know how old this boy is. He's 19. And you know what? It doesn't even matter the race, even though I know the race of the person. Doesn't even matter. He's still a boy. I said, hey, let me get the caramel craze, and I want it hot. I don't want it cold. I want it hot. So he starts on my drink, and something happens, and he goes and he talks to his coworker. I'm like, okay, whatever. So he's talking to his coworker, then he comes back and he starts making my drink, but he's making it wrong. And I'm just like, so he does this regular coffee, and he puts a top on it, and I was just like, what is? I was like, what is that? What is that? It was like coffee. I was like, is that what I ordered? And he was just like, sir, I don't know what you ordered. I was like,
wow.
I was like,
poor kid.
I was like, you know what's interesting about that? All Duncans put this little sticker.
They put a sticker on the cup.
On the side of the cup. So this boy, he did the whole sticker thing and forgot what he was supposed. And I was like,
that legit is something Cameron would do.
I was like, son, can you look at the sticker? Is what's on that sticker in that cup? Oh. And I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God. That's Cameron.
For some reason, that word "oh," I wanted to strangle that little boy and call his parents and be like,
oh my God.
I strangled your son for you. He's crazy.
Oh my God, that reminds me of the driving story with Cameron.
What happened?
Oh, because Cameron, our son Cameron, who's 16, has been asking us, when we were in our condo, had been asking to back out the car, like every time we went somewhere, right? So I was like, okay, usually when you pull into a spot, the wheels are still turned, that way that you pulled in. So I'm like, okay, he wants to back out of the spot. No big deal. It was a Saturday. No cars around. I said, sure, yeah, no big deal. This fool. I was terrified. That's why I'm laughing. It's like I laugh when I'm nervous. So he floored it. And so he goes backwards, but like in a half circle, almost knocks out, you know how condos have the bank of mailboxes?
Yes.
Almost knocks out the mailboxes. Like I would say literally like legit 4 to 6 inches away from the mailboxes. And I yelled, I was just like, get out of the fucking car. Like, get out of the fucking car. Get out, get out, get out. And he's just like, what? I was like, don't move. And so I put the car in park. I have him get out and go to the passenger side. And I start driving. We go, I couldn't even talk. I said, don't talk to me the whole ride. We get out of, because I was taking him to the dentist. We get out of the dentist. We're going to get something to eat. And he's like, can you just tell me what I did wrong? And I was like, you floored it, fool. First of all, your sister's in the back seat. You floored it. Like, are you crazy? And he's like, oh. Again, what the oh? Oh. I thought it was like GTA. Excuse me? GTA is your reference for driving? Yeah, you know how when you put your foot down on the accelerator on GTA and you just hold down A? Bro, I was like, Cameron. I almost lost it a second time that day because I'm just like, usually when people ask to drive, when kids ask to drive, they have some mechanical sense of how driving works and accelerating, and they've been watching, and at least that's how I was, that's how my brother was. Most kids kind of understand cars. And even though GTA is GTA, that a car is different, watch Fast and the Furious. They're not all the way down on it. They, you know what I mean? There's some kind of, they understand acceleration.
Oh my God.
Acceleration doesn't mean down on the gas. I almost lost, I was you will never, I still have not, one time, I still have not let him drive the car. It took a whole year. I was like, bro, no. He's like, why don't you trust me? Because your reference of driving is GTA. Well, how am I going to learn? Learn how freaking gas pedals work. Read about it. Because watch a YouTube video. Because oh my gosh, I was so pissed off. I was just like,
that's terrible.
It's like you try and give them grace because they're young and they don't know. They don't know.
Yeah.
But usually their eagerness, you would think, okay, even though they don't know for sure, they've never done it, but their eagerness, they must have looked into it. But no, that fool was just flying blind.
Like, they have a concept.
Yeah, he was flying blind on some GTA.
There's no concept.
Information. Which GTA, please. You're teaching kids. You are not teaching kids how to drive. Or maybe you GTA, guys should get into, driving simulations. I mean, might be profitable.
Yeah, you should have a driving course in every city, every major city.
Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry about the tangent.
The rant.
The rant. Okay, so people are being unprofessional. Now, have you heard, because I know your mom's into, or is a hairstylist. So have you heard of
my references come from?
Yeah. So very well educated on hair. Have you heard? Has she ever done like deposits or anything like that for like hair? Because I thought this was crazy. I was like, I've never put down a deposit on anything.
She hasn't, because she's old school. She's very 90s, if I want to say that. She's very 90s when it comes to being a hairstylist. People used to literally just go to the salon, and it's kind of like when you hear guys talk about the barbershop. That's how my mom talks about the salon. Oh my God, homegirl came in and she was all upset because, her mother yelled at her little sister that day, and they both talking about we grown and why you yelling at me. Like, it's like a whole thing. But nowadays it's not like that. Like, people come in, you walk in a salon nowadays, everybody quiet. Is this a morgue or is this a goddamn salon?
Like nobody's talking to each other.
Nobody's talking to each other. Everybody got their damn Raycons in or whatever the fuck, and you got people with the Raycons in getting their hair done. Not talking to the damn stylist. The stylist now, she done put on some damn whatever the hell in the background, because she needs to hear something.
Whatever the hell.
Yeah, she needs to hear something to clear up this dead silence. So now I need white noise. Like, nobody's talking. Like, but no. When it comes to deposits, no, I don't. She doesn't do deposits. And she's like, if it comes to that, like, I might as well just quit, because I don't want to change up my business stance just to continue to get money.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just retire and just...
I just think that's so crazy. Like, that's like going to you make a dentist appointment and you don't show up, but the dentist takes a deposit.
Yeah.
Like I know they have that whole, like, we'll charge you if you don't call and cancel within 24 hours of your appointment. Like, we charge you, but I've never heard of, like, putting down a deposit on hair.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, I just wonder if that's, like, for services, like, when you're putting extra hair in.
Well, no, that came from these scammers, because there's a lot of stories, and it's coming from Atlanta, that a lot of these girls are like, no, you got to put a deposit down to get your hair braided or to get your weave put in. And so the girls would do it, but then the hairstylist, which is probably not a real hairstylist, because if they were, you'll be able to come to an actual facility. These broads, they don't give an address. They don't give nothing. You get the address the day of, because they have to find a place to...
What?
Yeah, you haven't heard that part either?
No.
Yeah, they don't have a actual place where you come, like a brick and mortar. I'll be on 3rd Street at 339 3rd Street.
So it's like a ghost kitchen, but hair? Like, they're trying to find this... Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And these brides are like, hey, can you do my braids? But I need a deposit. So they'll put down a $3.99, $4.99 deposit for their hair, and then the chick will disappear.
What?
And that's been going on. Yeah.
Oh man.
That's been going on all over.
I just don't. I mean, I would say on both sides. Like, one.
Why would you do that?
Why would you do that? Like, have a set place to be, because that's kind of unstable. Like, as the stylist. How unstable are you that you don't even know where your business is gonna take place? Like, what are we, freaking a pop-up shop? Like,
that doesn't
pop-up shop for hair.
That doesn't make sense. But what needs to happen is these chicks need to stop doing that, for one, and then two, there's no way that you could call state board on somebody that is just fucking driving around in a circle around 285.
True. Damn. And with braids, you don't need a license.
You don't need a license for that, yeah.
So
I could say, yeah, give me a deposit of whatever amount.
Crazy.
They send you a cash app, and then you just continuously drive around
first
285.
First of all, cash app. You should even here's a telltale sign, clients. If the person that you're trying to get a service or product from is using Cash App, no, that's not. That's a red flag right there.
All of them.
Cash App, Venmo,
all of them.
I would say the only one I would actually take maybe is PayPal, but that's a stretch.
Yeah.
Because I know they have they have all the tools just like Square, like they have all the registers and you could slide the person's card and all that stuff. But Cash App ain't got that. Like you're scanning a damn QR code.
Now, if you're in a business like my mom, which happens with her, they'll come in, swipe their card for the actual service. $600. So they'll swipe their card for the service, but then they'll Cash App my mom the tip.
Okay.
Like, that's...
I mean, that I could see, yeah.
That's
like,
fine.
That's like a...
Because you're Cash Apping the person, whoever, $35.
Right.
So it doesn't look like nothing. It looks like you're just, they bought you a movie ticket and you paying them back.
But y'all doing transactions over...
Nah,
y'all doing transactions over like hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
You should not be using the Cash App. I'm sorry.
No, a tip is fine because a tip is always under $100.
Yeah.
Unless the service is over $1,000.
That's crazy.
But
that's crazy. Or like because it's like the person. Like I feel like those services, Cash App, Venmo, are for like you actually knowing the person. Like when people usually use it like they go out to dinner and everybody kind of Venmos the main person that paid. You know what I mean? Or like you go to the movies. Hey, pay for the tickets. I'll pay for
Yeah.
And you exchange money that way, so no cash is like physically exchanged. But man, I didn't know it was like that. That's why. That's why I don't make appointments if I'm not gonna show up to them. Like I'm sorry.
Yeah,
like I'm overdue a little bit for my. I was supposed to go last month, but I'm overdue for an appointment. But best believe I will make that appointment and I will show up, even if it's 5 minutes late, which I tend to do. But I'm gonna make the appointment. Like why? Like you don't know that your hair needs to be done, or you don't know that.
I mean that lady.
Because the other thing is like people don't show. I know your mom complains about clients not showing up. Or, I got stuck here. Or, I forgot. Or, how do you forget about a hair appointment?
And here's another thing.
Because you look at yourself every day looking busted.
Stop dealing with the same person that let you down. That's just another thing in business. You know, that's a good business practice. If
Cut them off.
Yeah, if the person is like, I forgot, like that particular incident. I forgot. Maybe you might say, okay, well, I'll reschedule you, but when they do it again, that's it.
Yeah, you gotta set some kind of...
Like, there has to be a business boundary.
Yeah, there has to be a boundary. Like, just, like, cut them off. Like it's like a one and done. Like, I know I've been on this boundary journey lately, but yeah, I've come to the conclusion, and I think with recent events, it's like... You have to, it doesn't serve you as the business owner to bend over backwards for somebody, it's like one cancellation. Okay. But second one, like 3 strikes, you're out. So they shouldn't even get to the third one. It's like 2 strikes. Boom. That's it. Like 1, I could see, okay, maybe you overslept or whatever. You had a hard day or you got off work late. But the second time around, nah. No, this is a habit. You need to be on time.
Yeah. You
need to be on time. You need to write that shit down. We have phones that have calendars. I don't know any phone that doesn't have a calendar in it.
Yeah.
That will remind you the morning of.
Damn near.
The day of, the hour before. You could set hourly reminders for an appointment. So there's really no reason with all this technology why you would forget. something like a hair appointment when you look at yourself in the mirror every day, knowing that your hair is like, please stop. Like you see yourself, don't you?
And you know if you have the money, or if you had to spend the money. Oh shit! I blew a tire. I gotta get a guy. You know, so you had to use the money. Damn. Well, cancel the appointment or reschedule it. It's just.
I think it's the day of cancellations that would kill me. Cause I'm like, okay, tire blowing, okay, but you like, when do you know that? When does that happen?
When did the consideration, the just basic human decency, when did that fly out the window? What was that, like 2002? Like, people just stopped caring about other people. Decent? Yeah, like.
I'd say social media has made us very entitled and common sense, non-decency human beings.
You know, I mean, I wasn't privy to every conversation that my parents had, but you know, you would run into some of their conversations that they would have with either their siblings or their friends or whatever. I never really heard them talking about stuff like this.
Yeah.
You know, like, they'll have their own little situations, of course, like every other adult, but just human decency, just being
like Carlton on Fresh Prince. They gave me the wink and the gun.
Yeah. It's just like, yeah, lady, like, what is?
It's like I don't know, man. That's why we gotta raise this next generation up and just being decent human beings, kind.
Yeah.
You know? Like, golden rule. I mean, I feel like the golden rule still applies. Like, treat people how you want to be treated. And even if they don't treat you that way back, it's like, you know, karma's a mofo.
I heard this man saying, he was like, I think, and this is his own little thing, he was like, I think what's happening with our society is when a person says something to another person, especially this younger generation, the 20 to 35, and I think that's pretty broad, but this is his words, the 20 to 35 group of people. He was like, when you say something to them, they just, and they just start crying, and they get all in their feelings, and it turns into a whole nother thing at work, to where it's like, well, you know what? I just would rather not say anything to that person and just let them keep doing it wrong.
Yeah.
To avoid hearing them cry about it and say, I'm workplace bullying them, or they start going into some other thing that just wasn't what was happening. You know, like... Yeah. Like, what do you mean I was bullying him? I don't even know what you're talking about. I just said he was doing, or she was doing such and such wrong. Man. Like,
it's kind of a, you know, I think that, is that what snowflake generation? I think they're called snowflake generation. Where they're just like so delicate. You know what I mean?
I haven't heard that term.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Let us know. Snowflake generation.
Snowflake generation.
Yeah, there's a show called Snowflake something, and it's a bunch of 20-somethings. Mm-hmm. And they're like out. They put them. They're very done up. So they obviously live a fabulous life, but they put them like, it's kind of like Survivor. Like, they put them out in the wild or out in the woods, and they have to kind of survive. Oh. I gotta find it because I really wanted to watch it when I saw the trailer. I was like, that's hilarious. I'm sorry. Granted, I'm not a camper, but I feel like it's just the oversensitivity. Like, you can have, I understand that people get triggered. I get triggered all the time, but understand that some things are just, you have to deal with them. If you don't deal with them and go through them, then your anxiety is going to build up and build up and build up, right? Like, you're never going to be able to deal with that a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now. So you have to deal with the adversity. Sometimes adversity is racism. Sometimes adversity is ageism. Sometimes, adversity comes in different aspects, Not going without, being broke, not having things in the house, certain foods or whatever, the things that you want in the house. It's like, y'all gotta deal with that. I'm sorry. Like, cause shoot, we grew up rough, you know, freaking bologna sandwiches. You know,
Yeah.
just sandwiches with nothing in the middle, like just butter or like jelly, no peanut butter. Like peanut butter was a luxury at one point.
And when y'all hear these daggone comedians like, "Ooh, I had a syrup sandwich," and that is real.
Yeah, I mean,
like, yeah, we can laugh at it, but when you actually have to do it that one day, you're really, 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 really hungry, and you're just like, I just need something to make this bread go down.
Like, dude, like these kids don't understand. Like, and I mean, granted, we are the ones that grew up that way, so it's like, if we're better off than our parents were, it's hard for those kids to go through. I understand they're never going to go through what we went through, but at the same time, we have to raise them in a way where it's like, they understand, like they have perspective on that. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, have perspective that you have it really, really good. Like, understand that, you know, like freaking Cameron complains about, oh, I don't have like an extra hoodie. Okay. And some people don't have any hoodie. Be walking in the rain with t-shirts on, like when I drop them off. I mean, you know, but you don't got good grades either, so your one job,
I think our kids they're a little spoiled and a little jaded. They're a little of everything, because I think about some of the stuff I had to go through, and some of it was really not the fault of my parents. Like how it was raining the other day, and how hard it was raining. There was one spring, I believe, spring or summer. It was like an in between, but anyway, it rained so damn hard, and the lightning struck and hit one of those generator or one of those, and knocked out the power in my community, which was Westwood, and Mount Airy, and in downtown. That's damn near the whole city of Cincinnati, honestly. Like, you knock out downtown in Mount Airy, that's kind of like a big area. So you can imagine these people are trying to fix stuff. We can't turn on any lights. It was before the time change, so you know how it gets dark early.
Yeah. So
it was right before the time change. So we're in the dark, basically until the next morning. Now you're like, well, now your parents are like, well, don't open up the refrigerator because the food will go bad. Now you can't go to McDonald's because the daggone lights are out. You can't do anything. Mm. It's like, you know, just little stuff like that. Like, dang, like the lights are out for a long time. Like, it might have been like okay for my parents, but I was a child. I was 7. I was hungry.
Would you say that Californians are spoiled in a general sense?
Yeah.
Because I was like, I've never experienced something like that.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, like,
I would say you guys are spoiled in that sense, because you guys have, like, California in itself is more progressive, so they have a backup plan to the backup plan. Like, there's a generator next to a generator next to a generator. Yeah. We only have just that one generator. So.
You hear? Okay, first of all, I want you guys on the video and listening to note that he said "you guys," like as if his ass doesn't live here. And he's over here rocking a Cincinnati Bengals jersey, so it's like, excuse me, sir?
Well, you know where
you people.
You know where I'm from. I'm not gonna
represent, fool.
As I live here.
No, I just asked that question because as you were like describing it, I was like, oh, that sounds so horrible. And then I'm like, wait, he's talking about like our kids not experienced that, but I was like, I never experienced that either. So Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing to have your lights cut off because your parents didn't pay them, but it's another thing to have your community's lights cut off.
Yeah.
And now you all are like in the hallway of your apartment building, just like sitting and talking. You know what I mean? Like the kids are doing what they're doing. The parents are sitting. They got they have lawn chairs, but they're really porch chairs that they done pulled in.
Yeah.
Ain't no damn lawn.
Yeah. I mean, I could probably count on my hand in my lifetime how many times the power has gone out, but it's never been like a long period of time.
Yeah, no, this was a long period of time.
Yeah, that sounds tragic, babe.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm like sitting here like, damn, like this nigga grew up in a third world country.
Like no, like
I don't know why I can't grasp it.
Like the stuff that
oh my god,
the stuff that the kids have and know, and I'm just like, do you not understand that you are actually 3, maybe 4 years ahead of the kids that live where I used to live? Because every time I would go back east and I would see something, I'd be like, how come you guys... Oh, here's one thing that tripped me out that people are going crazy about. What are those daggone motorcycles called? Oh, those spiders with the 2 wheels in the front? Yeah. Those daggone bikes came out in 2007 or whatever. So I go back east, it's like 2012 or something like that. Oh my God, did you see the new spiders? And I was just like... I'm just like, bro, what?
No, that's real.
I was like, what? Like, yeah, I've been saw the spider. What are you talking about? Oh my God, these things are so daggone cool. And I'm like, oh my God, that's 6 years old. What are you talking about? Those are 6 years old. Those just came out. I was like, no, those just came out 6 years ago. What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about?
I've witnessed that one time when we were on a family reunion in Kansas, and I was so happy that because we didn't have anything to do I was a teenager, so there was nothing to do for anyone between the ages of 14 and 18. So I was looking forward to Friday because we got there on like a Tuesday. I was looking forward to Friday because I think it was like a new like Austin Powers movie was supposed to come out. And I was like, oh man, like it's gonna be so dope. We could all the teenagers could like drive to, and I could drive at the time, so I was like, oh, we could all drive to the movies, you know. So then here we couldn't go Friday, but Saturday came, and we all head down to the mall thinking, oh yeah, it's gonna be dope. We could watch a movie and then spend the rest of the day at the mall. No new movies. There was 6 screens. And the lady at the ticket thing said, oh yeah, we usually get the new movies that come out on Fridays in other places. We usually get them like 2 or 3 months after. I was like, that shit's gonna be on DVD. like, hold on, what? Like, by the time you get the movie in the theater, it's gonna be on DVD in the rest of the country. I might as well just go order it from like a bookstore or something and
wait for it
get
to come
the DVD.
in.
Like what? It's like that tripped me out. I was just like, my mom was like, "Oh yeah, you know things just happen a little slower around here," and I was just like,
"Yeah,
not living in Kansas. I'm sorry. Shout out to Kansas and shout out to whoever still lives there, but I could not."
That's why that's why it trips me out. Like when it comes to politics. And you have these politicians saying things. Oh, the middle of the country is the heart of our... Well, yeah, because they know the middle of the country. Y'all some dummies.
Whoa. Damn, fool.
Like, because y'all are not looking outside of where you live. You're just like, oh, no, this is just how it... No. And living out here, I realized that. Like... When the Kardashians came on the daggone, when did they come out? 2006 or something?
Something like that.
Yeah. They're driving Range Rovers. Nobody has ever seen a Range Rover before the Kardashians. you get and we see them all the time. They're around here. Neighbors have Range Rovers, you know. So it's like we've seen Range Rovers forever. The first Range Rover that gets to God doggone Cincinnati, oh my God, you see that Range Rover? You're looking at your cousins like, yeah, that's a pretty cool car. Well, why is your reaction like that?
Yeah,
like what? I've been seeing this. Like, what are you talking about? It's not a new thing. Like,
yeah. I mean, I guess, you know, here in California, we're not bougie. We're just ahead of the game.
But I guess that...
Was it progressive? Is that what you said?
Yeah, but I guess that comes off as bougie.
Wow.
To the rest of the country until you get to places like Miami or New York.
I'd rather be bougie.
Because they see these things too. But it's, oh my God, you're bougie. You live in that.
Bougie.
You live in that state.
Damn
What's
right.
wrong? What's wrong with California?
Yeah.
Well, you don't have an answer. Shut up.
70 degrees is cold. You know what I mean? In my world.
Jesus Christ.
Period. So yeah, I mean.
No Scully gang.
What?
No Scully gang for you.
What's Scully's?
A damn hat. A Scully.
A beanie?
Oh my God. Yes, that's the second word for it. Yes.
Oh, okay.
A beanie, a Scully.
Well, maybe you people, where you're from.
Why did that piss you off?
Because it's like, well, you've been here half your life. And it's like, well, you guys. See, he picks and chooses if he's an East Coaster or West Coast
You
person.
people.
Like, are you Midwest or West?
Well, I'm never going to forget where I grew up. But, yes.
That's okay. All right. Well, it's all perspective, basically, over here. And if you guys enjoyed this video and listening to us, then please subscribe, like, and leave a review, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Yes. Bye.